Hello. I have a lot of books. Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess, and I guess you can tell that this is a book haul. So I was looking, and the last time I filmed a book haul was 5 months ago in August. So these are all the books I have accumulated since then. Some I've bought, some my husband has bought, a lot of wonderful gifts from people, subscribers, other content creators we consider friends. So let's get started. I am gonna do fiction books first, just because this is where I keep all my fiction books. All of my nonfiction is downstairs. And so in attempt to actually put these back on the shelf, I'm gonna film the fiction part, put them back on the shelf, and then show you the nonfiction books. So if I don't remember every single person who sent me something, I'm so sorry. I tried to always like post a picture or message that person if they sent me something, but just know that I'm eternally grateful, and I do know things that I did buy versus what I got as a gift, if I just can't remember the person. But anywho, let's get into it. So I've got, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so I have 2 books by Michael J. Sullivan. So in my last haul, I did haul like the 5th and 6th book in the series because they were free at the library, but I was like, this was on sale. So I did get the first one in the Age of Myth series. There's 6 books in the series. I read the Ryuria Revelations, and that was his first published. Then he has the Chronicles, then he wrote this, and now he also has a new series that starts with this book. So I've only read that one series, and so I plan to start the Chronicles this year, and then this is in the same world, but it's like thousands of years before we meet like Royce and Hadrian, and then I think this series starts maybe like hundreds or 1,000 years after Royce and Hadrian. So I know that a lot of the things that we hear about in the Ryuria books, like certain wars and like prophecies and stuff, it happens in this series, and I know Jashana really loves it, so I really do want to get to this. And then I don't, like I said, I don't know much about this one except that it happens after, I think, the events with Royce and Hadrian in Revelation. So I do hope to at least get to Chronicles and maybe be able to start this one this year. I don't know if I'll be able to read this one this year. I would like to. Either way, it's a beautiful cover. I don't know if you can see that really well. And I mean, this one's just simple. It's simple, but yeah. I got those, and then I also, oh my God. So I bought those, but I got this amazing Christmas gift. Speaking of Jashana, she sent me the box set. I just have them out of the box of Joe Abercrombie's, I don't know what this is called. What is this series called? First Law Trilogy. Oh, I have them out of order. So we have the blade itself, and oh my God, I love these like floppy paperbacks so much, and I just love these editions. I think the originals are ugly. Sorry, Joe. Before they are hanged, and then Last Argument of Kings. And wow, do they get progressively a little chunkier. So thank you so much again, Jashana. I'm so excited to see these. It is like, what is today? The 22nd, 23rd of January. And I am still planning to read this soonish. So yay! I just love these editions so much. And then, so these were a gift, and I got this one, but it was free at the library, even though I got The Trouble with Peace, which is like the 2nd book in his last series in this world. So I have a lot of books to go before I would even get here, but I'm like, it's here and it's free, and no one ever picks up the adult fantasy picks there. So I was like, and it matches. So hopefully if I love these and continue going, then I'll already have this one, which will be great. So really excited to have those. And then Bethany sent me another floppy paperback, and it is the Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. I just love these tall, fluffy, like orbit paperbacks. I don't know much about this one. I do know there's an animal companion, and I know that people are really enjoying this. I know that Elle liked it and Bethany really loved this one, and I think the 3rd, is it going to be a trilogy? is coming out later this year, maybe? So I was like, oh, perfect time to start it because I know the second one's already out and hopefully the second one's already out in paperback. I don't know. I love me a floppy Orbit paperback. I don't even know, did this come out in hardcover? That's not the important question. Anyway, thank you, Bethany. Then, I think months ago, I don't know if it was a live, I started talking about manga. I've never read manga. And then I asked the people on Twitter about manga, where to start. My library here, like physically doesn't have any manga or didn't have any that people were recommending me. And then I didn't have a good way to read it on like an e-device at the time. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy one. And I just bought one and I got, wait, this way, Tomi by Junji Ito. This is, I don't wanna get, I know, no copyright or anything, but you know, obviously manga. Is thick. It looks interesting. So I still haven't read it yet. I'm like very intimidated to read it. And I've heard Junji Ito has some interesting, unique, trippy work. So I just need to go ahead and read it. But yeah, I just never read, I don't read graphic novels, comics, manga. So I'm just like, I think anxious to read it because of that reason. But I need to get to it soon so that if I love it, I can get more of their work. Let's see. So Leanna at Leanna's library was reading this series and I was like, I'm very interested in it. So I was looking it up, and usually if it's a fantasy or science fiction, like adult, that I haven't heard a lot about, I'll look because they tend to go out of print, the hardcovers. And so I was like, oh, that's no problem because I love a floppy paperback for this first book, which is called Empire of Silence, which I do not have a copy of. Already out of print in the hardcover, and they only have mass market paperback. And they're thick. They're like 900-page books, only in mass market paperbacks. So I was like, dang it. I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy these books. I don't really know what they're about. They're adult science fiction. And so I just went ahead and I bought the second two in hardcover, and the fourth and final one, I believe, comes out in March. So I'm currently reading Empire of Silence. I'm really enjoying it. So I don't feel bad so far for buying these, but I did get, I don't know which one is the second or the third. Oh, it says it on the, I love that. It says it on the cover. So Howling Dark is book 2. And then I have The Sun Eater. No, Demon in White. The Sun Eater is a series. So these big chunky books, Empire of Silence is the first one. And I cannot find it for a reasonable price in good condition, because on Amazon there was one for like $100, but it said acceptable, like written in, and I'm like, absolutely not. And then a brand new one I saw for like $700. Absolutely not. So I'm just gonna continue looking for Empire of Silence and hope I come across a moderately priced, good quality edition of it since it's out of print. The author said there's no plans right now to reprint the hardcover ones, but it's not like completely off the table. So anyway, I have the second and third of this one, and yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far. It's like in the very far, I feel like it's like our world, but very far in the future and on different planets, because they do reference like Earth, and they do reference things that are like noticeable to me that exists now that still exists then. And our main character's name is Hadrian, and he is the eldest son and he has a younger brother, but he has suspicions that his dad is going to disinherit him and he's not going to be the next in line. And he doesn't want to become who his father wants him to be. He's not as aggressive. He's like not all of the traits that his father is looking for. He like wants to learn and follow down this different path, and his father doesn't want that. So I'm only like 30% in, but I'm really intrigued. I don't want to say too much more to give away what's happening, but it is a really long book. So anyway, I have these, so hopefully I continue to enjoy the series. And then y'all know that I did reread Leviathan Wakes, so I bought a copy. And then Joshana also sent me Caliban's War, which I recently finished, and it was amazing. Oh my god, the ending, the epilogue. Oh my god. I was texting my friend Kara and I was like, holy shit. I had to, because I was also listening to the audiobook. I was like, I re-listened to it thrice to make sure I heard what happened at the end of this one. So I'm like torn between rewatching the second and third season or reading the third book and then watching it, because oh my god, so much happening. And then of course, since I did love it, I did get this anniversary edition of Leviathan Wakes, which is so pink, but it's very pretty. I mean, pink isn't my favorite color, but this is beautiful. and it has this like beautiful map up, and then there's like art on the inside, so it is a very beautiful edition. I don't know if they'll do it for all the books, but I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'd probably buy it. But yeah, the next one, the third one, is called Abaddon's Gate, I think. So I'll have to get that one. Because I am really enjoying this series so far, and I also love the TV show. So really great science fiction. Who am I? I'm a sci-fi girl. Let's see. A couple other free library books that I picked up. Because they just get... People donate books, and then they also get like a big box of books from, I don't know, publisher or something. They get random stuff. So I did pick up Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare for 2 reasons. It is a paperback that matches the spines that I have of the Infernal Devices and of the... What's that other one called? The somebody said he said something? The Infernal Devices and the Dark Artifices, which I only have the first book of that one. And I was like, I mean, it's not like she's the best writer, but, you know, if I ever do want to get to this, then I have it. And I do like the cover. So, yeah, it was free. Jessica, you shouldn't, just be quiet, okay? I have it. Then I also picked up Small Favors because I've been hearing this is a nice kind of creepy book, and I love the cover. Although it looks more like happy and like ooh and flowers and bees and honey. It's supposed to be pretty creepy young adult book in this let's see, life in an isolated, this town that's kind of isolated but surrounded by kind of like a mysterious forest. And I've heard House of Salt and Sorrows by the same author. A lot of people enjoyed. I know Elle enjoyed, and I think Leanna also enjoyed. And so I've heard they just have really great atmospheric writing. So I was like, ooh, let me pick that up. Luckily this was free. The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. I have read this one. I did not enjoy it at all. This was not for me. I still love her for the 5th season. This is very different. Very different. It's like all of the boroughs in New York, but like as people, and so their personalities are like the boroughs personified. Some people love it. I did not enjoy this at all. So this, while this is in this haul video, it will be unhauled soon. Well, I mean, it's just gonna go back to the library, so somebody else can read it. It's still in great condition because I listened to the audiobook. So a nice floppy for somebody to pick up. And then also I got Beast of Prey by Ayana Gray. So y'all know, if you've been following me here, that I have a love and hate relationship with young adult books. Especially a lot of the ones being published recently by Black authors, which makes me really upset because they seem to just have an overwhelming theme of like racism and oppression. But I've heard that this is actually, that's not necessarily the plot here. I don't know much about it except like Night Zoo or something in animals, and I just heard great things about this one, so it was free. I figured I could read it, see if I like it. If not, then just go back and somebody else can get it. It's a win-win. Then I was sent by Tor.com Master of Poisons by Andrea Hairston. So this is a standalone fantasy, and it's a standalone adult fantasy, I'm pretty sure, and I don't know much else about it except that the author is Black. It was a standalone fantasy, and I was like, yes, I would like to read it. So I do need to get to this because I'm always looking for more standalones, because while I love series, it's nice to just read one contained story, and I need more fantasy, adult fantasy by Black authors. So I need to make this a priority this year, and it's just beautiful. Honestly, love this golden mustard yellow. Gorgeous. One I did buy and I've already read. I read The Marrow Thieves with my friends over at Bring Your Own Book podcast. I'll link that episode down below. And this is by Cherie Demeline. This is a story. It is speculative. I would say almost like dystopian, but centering indigenous characters, where essentially in the world, it's like obviously dystopian, and a lot of indigenous people are being hunted because people have stopped dreaming, and the people in charge, the powers that be, think that indigenous people are basically the key to cracking the code to figure out why people have stopped dreaming, to bring dreams back. So we're following one main character, but all the people he encounters on this, he's basically on the run. And this was really good. I mean, it's really short, but it is really powerful also. I really enjoyed this one, and then now there's a sequel that recently came out at in November maybe. So I definitely need to read that because how this ended, I was like, oh my God. So I definitely think this is a really good one to pick up. More library finds. I mean, maybe I just go on a good day. So I got the Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Again, this is a popular young adult book, but this is supposed to be like a mystery. I've heard like Knives Out-esque, and this is a series. I think the third one comes out this year or next year. So I was like, well, let me see if I even like the first one. I know my friend Carrie is reading it right now and she's enjoying it. So this looks like a really quick, I mean, it's not even 400 pages. Really quick young adult mystery, which I don't think I've read a lot of young adult mystery, so I was intrigued to give this a try. And then Ray Bear by Jordan Fueco is another young adult by a Black author that I've heard is not necessarily what I've been experiencing, and some others. Also beautiful cover, also the UK covers, and it's a nice duology. So if I like this one, there's just one more book. I can finish that up. And I've seen Jordan Fueco on TikTok, and she's hilarious. So I would love to love this book, because she seems like a lovely person. Whew. Okay, Mara sent me some Ruby Dixon. So she sent, I don't think these necessarily are in order. One is Ice Planet Barbarians and one is Ice Home. So in the Ice Planet Barbarians, this one is Barbarian Lover by Ruby Dixon, these covers. And it's like buttery soft. This is amazing. And then the Ice Home one is Devil's Distraction. Oh my God, how many arms does he have? And a tail. Oh my gosh. So I did try to read the first book, like the first one in Ice Planet Barbarians, and it starts off with a lot, with sexual assault, and I was like, so she was like, well, try these out and see. And then, because you don't have to read them like in order, so I'm really excited to get to these. I think maybe I can read these both and maybe do like a reading vlog for these. My first dip into the Blue Peen Club, because I would like to become a member of the fan club. Whew. Okay, so from Thrift Books, I got Battle Royale, which is, so I love this whole like death game genre. So like Squid Game, Alice in Borderland, and then I've heard that this was the inspiration for the Hunger Games. This is originally published in Japan, I believe, because this was published in 1999. So yeah, definitely before the Hunger Games, and I'm pretty sure this is originally written in Japan. Obviously this is translated, but I've heard this is so good. And if you like things like Alice in Borderland or Squid Game, to read this, which is a perfect segue into the sponsor of today's video, which is Likewise. So for some of us readers, mostly mood readers, we sometimes have the problem of finding what to read next. Some creators are great at making those videos that are like, if you like this, read this. Well, that ain't me. And sometimes I read a book or watch a TV show and I want another book just like that and can't find it. Well, the app Likewise can help us. It's a combination of smart technology and recommendations from other readers that create the best recommendations for you. You simply download the app, it's free, and tell the app the books, TV shows, and even podcasts you enjoy, and it will help personalize recommendations for you. Likewise gives you daily recommendations so you'll never run out of things to read. After I put in some of my favorite books, I had books pop up for me that I had already read. And the great thing is that you can let Likewise know if you've read a recommendation and if you liked it or not, so the app can better personalize your future recommendations. One of the recommendations I had come up was The Maid by Nita Prose, which I had heard about once before from Mara. This was based on me telling the app that I did enjoy mysteries, so I saved it to my list, which will keep all of my saved recommendations for me in one place. There's so much more on this app to explore, and I think you should give it a try. If you'd like to get great recommendations for books and also support my channel in the process, all you need to do is click the link that's in my description and download the app. Reminder, the app is free $99, and downloading the app supports me. You can also follow me on the app. Hey! My username is Jess Owens, just like the channel. So again, downloading the app using my link below will support my channel. So come find me on the app, and thank you to Likewise for sponsoring this video. I know, maybe you'll be surprised, but I also did get the next in the realm of the Elderlings. Listen, Linda. So, I have never denied Robin Hobb's writing ability. Incredible writing, beautiful. I cannot stand being in Fitz's mind for 3 books. Absolute misery. But I have heard that in the Live Ship Trader series, we have multiple POVs, which I think is going to be the biggest plus for me, because while there were elements of the Farseer trilogy that I enjoyed, I just needed to get out of Fitz's head. Oh my god. So this is going to be multiple POV, and this is, we have sentient ships, or ships that become sentient after like a certain amount of family generations have passed or something. And I am worried because this is almost 900 pages for the first book, Robin. But I'm hearing encouraging things, and I am starting to read along with Bethany and some other wonderful people. I will put Bethany's announcement video because I didn't make one. Link down below. We're gonna start in March. So I did order the other two because I need these covers. I'm sorry, the American ones are garbage. I love these covers. So I am hoping that I really enjoy this series. I think it's a trilogy. And so we shall see. Robin's getting a second chance. If I don't love this series, then I'll probably just sadly have to give up on her, even though I would love to own all of the Realm of the Elderling books in this edition because they're just beautiful, but I won't just continue purchasing them and forcing myself through them if I don't like this trilogy. So we shall see. Ooh, look, I'm gonna just put it back right here. I won a giveaway from Cousin BB. If you don't know who that is, BB Olsen, author of Amari, and one of them was for a signed copy of Amari and the Night Brothers. And then, as if that's not amazing enough, he also bought me 2 more books. Cousin BB is the best. No, he's not my cousin, but he's my internet cousin, okay? Be quiet. So obviously I got that beautiful signed copy of Amari. And then one I chose, like, he was like, just tell me which books you want. So one I chose was a fiction, another is a non-fiction. So my fiction choice was The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. So I don't know where it is. I have the 3rd in this series, but I think I have a different cover. But anyway, I wanted to start this book this year. There was a read-along going on, or is going on, but there were so many read-alongs going on in January. I'm like, I can't keep up with all of y'all. But anyway, this is this her first written and published work? Anyway, even though The City We Became did not work for me, I want to read her other backlist books, which I've heard are great. So I feel like I will love them since I love the Broken Earth trilogy. So 100,000 Kingdoms is the first in the Inheritance trilogy. And so hopefully I love this, and then I'll need to get the middle one. But then I'll also probably need to repurchase the 3rd one because I'm pretty sure my cover is different. And I don't know why it's not right here. I'm very confused with my ordering system, but mind your business. Then, of course, I got The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. I need a special edition of this book. It is a thickums. This is another standalone fantasy. This was self-published. It broke my heart into pieces. I will never recover. This is so good. This is in an Asian-inspired world, obviously, but we're following this family where it seems to be a very traditional family. Like, man is the head of the household. The woman, she's there to take care of the family and have children. But the mother in this story has a very interesting background, and you find out why. And then her eldest son is basically like, training to be the head of his own household one day, but there's like threats from other countries or other forces, and woo woo, iconic. This is so amazing. I loved it. I would love to see this adapted into a movie. Amazing. So self-published, loved it. Then of course I have Jade City and Jade War by Fonda Lee. So I wanted the paperbacks because y'all know I love an Orbit paperback. And I don't have Jade Legacy yet because of course it came out in hardcover first, and I want the floppy paperback to match. But I love these books, another Asian inspired. But this is definitely more urban fantasy. And Jade, the mineral, the whatever, is the main driving force in this society where there's people who can use it and harness the power of jade to make them like stronger, faster, better fighters, all these things, and then other people who can't. And so that's really kind of like an ongoing problem. And then we have the No Peak clan and the Mountain clan, and they're always kind of like fighting for control of the area, and it's so good. Oh my god. I haven't read Jade Legacy yet because I'm still terrified to do so because I'm very scared for Fond to hurt my feelings. But I did get the Illumicrate edition of them. They are so beautiful. Oh my god, they're just like these naked art covers, and they have these beautiful stenciled edges. Oh my god, they're gorgeous. So there's Jade City and Jade War. And then Jade Legacy. Oh my god, look how thick. Oh my god. But yeah. Oh my goodness. And then look. Hold on. On my honor. On my life. On my Jade. Okay, beautiful. And one day I'll read Jade Legacy and then I'll talk about it here on this channel. Okay, and the last two I have that I think, I don't know, I'm probably missing something on the shelf, but you'll have to deal with it, is I got this anniversary edition, yeah, 1 year anniversary edition of V.E. Schwab's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I know people either really like loved or hated. I loved it. It spoke to me. And these pages that are like this really beautiful like tealish blue, but then on the side it's like this, and then this is the cover and it has a gold bookmark thingy, and then on the inside has this art. Oh my god, I cannot look at it. It is perfect. I love this book. It really spoke to me when I read it. I think, yeah, incredible. So I know they had, this is like the UK edition because I also have the UK, like a regular one. So I felt like this was perfect. I know they came out with like, since this is set in France, or she starts out her life in France, they did like red, white, and blue. Or they did like a red and blue edition in the US. I don't know. I just wanted this one, so I love this edition. And finally, I received a gift from a wonderful subscriber, which is Alatsoe, which super excited because I just love how this book looks in general. And I knew when Mara was reading it, she said it just was really high quality, like the pages just feel real nice, which they do feel amazing. And look at this. I mean, gorgeous. And this book is by an Indigenous author, and this is, I think this is middle grade, and I don't know much about the story besides that, but I do want to read this one soon, because I could just do for more middle grade and Indigenous lit. So those are all the books that I have received and purchased that are fiction since August. So I'm going to put them back on my shelf and then go get my nonfiction. I've changed my shelf up while you were gone. While I was gone. Okay, so I got my books from downstairs. And, oh god. Oh no. Oh, okay. Something's just gonna have to fall. Fuck. And I do have 2 fiction ones that were down there because I forgot that I just have them down there. So I got, and these are used from thrift books. The second 2, is this the second one? After Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, I got World Without End. I think this is the second one. And then A Column of Fire. And they just like, don't look like they go together, but these are the covers. I don't know if they're different editions. They're big, huge, long historical fiction. About 1,000 pages. Well, 980, excuse me. This one's more closer to 900. But the first one was so good. Like, I was not expecting there to be that much mess and drama in a historical fiction book centered around building a cathedral in like the 1100s. But it was amazing. So at some point this year, I want to read these and I'll buddy read them with Naomi like we did the first one. I mean, if you were thinking about reading it, I would say it. Say read it. The audiobook is really good. They're just like mess, but so entertaining. But then to nonfiction, so I have a mixture. I thought I had gotten more, and it's not as many as I thought. So I do want to buy more nonfiction this year than I do fiction, because I have obviously a lot of fiction books. Anyway, I have 7 Fallen Feathers. I don't know if I hauled this one last time or not, by Tanya Talaga. Racism, Death, and Hard Truths in a Northern City. So this is about Canada, but it's saying from 2000 to 2011, 7 Indigenous high school students died in Thunder Bay, Ontario. They were hundreds of kilometers away from their families, forced to leave home because there was no adequate high school on their reserves. 5 were found dead in the river surrounding Lake Superior. And so I don't know, just 5. I don't know what happened to the other 2, if they were still alive. I heard this is really heartbreaking, but a really just good one to read, to just learn about what happens in modern day Canada in regards to Indigenous people. And I know a lot of the same things happen in America as well. So this is going to be tough, but I would like to get to this year. I also got, this is used from thrift books, but I got The Rape of Nanking. So when I hauled this on Instagram, someone said that some of the stuff inside has been, I guess, like challenged or something. So I don't know a lot about that. Like, I briefly know about this situation, but I don't know a lot about it. It says The Forgotten Holocaust of World War II. So I'm gonna read it and then maybe do some research online to see kind of what exactly is being said. There are some graphic images in here. I'm not gonna show you, but just these white pages. So this is gonna be tough. I mean, what nonfiction do I read that isn't tough? Maybe this one. I picked it up at the library. It was free. It's called Clean, the New Science of Skin and the Beauty of Doing Less. Although I'm like, do I want to read this one? Because I very much love my skincare. And, but I just have so much like hard-hitting, depressing, anger-inducing nonfiction that I figured this may be different. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just take it back to the library. I'm not sure. A subscriber, thank you so much, sent me this memoir. It's called Heavy. I think it's by Kesey Lehman. Apologize if I'm saying that wrong. I've heard this is so good. I think Steph read it. I've seen a few people read this memoir, and it's about a black man who grew up. Did he grow up in the South? I feel like he grew up in the South. Maybe I'm just making that up, but it talks about like his relationship being a black man and thinks about his body, growing up in a black family. So yes, he was born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi. Look at that. I was correct. Yeah, this just sounds like a really good hard-hitting memoir that's gonna probably make me cry. I also don't remember if I already hauled this, or actually I think this came out after my last haul. So I got Redeeming Justice. This is From Defendant to Defender, My Fight for Equity on Both Sides of a Broken System. So this is Jarrett Adams, and he was charged with a crime he did not commit. And then after getting out, he became a lawyer. And so I thought that was so interesting because now, like he said, he's been on both sides of this system. And I feel like this is gonna piss me off, but it's gonna be a really good read. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I did pick up a copy. And at the same time, I also got Personal Effects, which is by Robert A. Jensen. And so this one, he runs like a big corporation that's like, what's it called? The world's largest disaster management company. So when huge disasters happen, like a big tornado or earthquake, typhoon, his company is one of the people there on the ground. And so this is supposed to talk about like the practical level of assisting with recovering bodies, identifying victims, and repatriating and returning their personal effects to their families. But then also talks about like the mental and emotional effects that happen after a disaster like this. I thought that would be really interesting as well. And it just made me think of when I read, what's the one? It's Downstairs by Sue Black. I can't think what it's called right now, but her being a forensic anthropologist, and she talked briefly about like this kind of, you know, thing, what happens after a disaster. So I felt like that tied in to my interest there. Still sad, but a little different than my usual nonfiction has been. I also got Hiding in Plain Sight, The Invention of Donald Trump and the Erosion of America by Sarah Kendzior. And I heard this is gonna make me really mad. I got this from thrift books, so it's a little scratched up, but it's apparently gonna pull back the veil on the history of an American autocrat in the making. Oh, can I get anything that's happy? No. But I thought this would be really interesting to see what she argues to trace like how we got here and like, you know, how he became who he became to be, because regardless that he's not in office right now, I know he's going to try to make a campaign for 2024, and I just still can't believe that he was, anyway, this. What is wrong with my book? got a stain on it. I'm currently reading for my nonfiction book club. If you didn't know, if you're new to my channel, I do have a nonfiction book club. My friend Angela co-hosts with me. It's called Book CommuniTEA, and we do a book every other month. So in January, we are reading Mediocre by Joma Oluo. I'm obviously in the middle of it. I have read this before. I just listened to the audio, so I got my own physical copy and am going through, and of course, just getting mad all over again. This talks about the dangerous legacy of white male America. Need I say more? I think one of my favorite parts when I read it the first time, and again the second time, is she's explaining, like, she talks about Joe Biden and then like Bernie Sanders and Bernie Bros, and how Bernie Bros were also like a few steps away from being, you know, Trump supporters, or when he didn't win the election, went over to the Trump side. It's just a very interesting argument just about this history throughout America of mediocrity in white men. So highly recommend this one. And if you have read it, or are gonna pick it up, you will probably see this before the live show. I think right now the live show is gonna be on February 5th on my channel. We don't have a time, but I always post that on multiple social medias. So if you wanna join us, we'll have a live discussion. It'll be me, Angela, and a couple other people discussing this book. I'm sure we will all just rage together. I also picked up and am currently reading as well. I'm not as far in this one, but it is Cultish, The Language of Fanaticism by Amanda Montell. So I know a few people have read this and have really enjoyed it. It's really talking about not just like specific cults, but just different movements, groups of people, religions, different things, and the language that they use and how that kind of groups them together. That's very cult-like. So haven't gotten far, but it is interesting so far. So excited to continue on this one, and it's not super long. And then I have a few more. My friend from back home in Charleston sent me this. It's called Ars Botanica. Is that how you pronounce it? A Field Guide to Loss. So this is written as letters to his unborn child. Tim Toronto's Ars Botanica describes his infinite pleasures of falling in love, the small discoveries of each other's otherness, the crush of desire, the frightening closeness, and the terrifying impossibility of losing someone. And she just said that she really wanted me to read it, so she sent it to me. So I need to get to that so I can talk to her about it. The other book that I won from Cousin BB was Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. This was our November pick for Book Community Read. If y'all know or were in the live show, I didn't finish it. I feel like this book, you really do have to be in a certain state of mind to read it, and it was towards the end of the year. I was exhausted with reading in general, and I just was like, okay, I have to put this down and I'm going to pick it back up later at some point. The author does narrate the audiobook. This is such a well-loved book. It's like part memoir, part like commentary, teaching about the world and the environment. The subtitle is Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teaching of Plants. And so Robin Wall Kimmerer is a scientist and a professor. She's also Indigenous. So it talks about all of those things and how our relationship, like our interpersonal relationships, our relationships, or what our relationship should be with the earth. So I definitely want to return to this at some point when I'm just like in the right space to like receive this message, because I feel like if you come into it with the wrong mind, you just may block everything she's trying to get across to you. So it just wasn't the right time for me, but I definitely will get back to this one because I heard such great things when we did the discussion, and I definitely want to go back and experience all of that, and hopefully it resonates with me as much as it did with other people. And then I have two more. Another one I just grabbed at the library because it was a different kind of nonfiction I haven't read before, and it's called Entangled Life: How Fungi Make Our Worlds, Change Our Minds, and Shape Our Futures by Merlin Sheldrake. So this one literally is about mushrooms, and I've actually heard about this one. I think someone recommended it in the Discord for the book club, and I don't know much about fungi or mushrooms, and the cover I thought was really pretty, so I picked it up as like a nonfiction palette cleanser. So hopefully I will remember to do that in between enraging reads and just read about fungi. And lastly, I picked this up because I read Empire of Pain by Patrick Radden Keefe. One of my favorite nonfictions I read last year. I say favorite, it did not make me happy, but it was a really well-researched, well-executed novel about the Sackler family, and they're the ones who created OxyContin. Anyway, I have videos on that. I'll link them somewhere. But another one he wrote was Say Nothing, A True History of Murder and Memory in Northern Ireland. Now, the only thing, and someone messaged me on Instagram, is he is not from Northern Ireland. He didn't live there. I know that from Empire of Pain, he did a lot of research. So I'm assuming he did his same due diligence here. But if anyone who's watching this has perhaps grown up in Northern Ireland, has family there, you know, a familiarity with what happened in Northern Ireland with the IRA, and read this book, I would love to hear from you if you felt like it was well written, if it was accurate, or, you know, if I read it, I'm not going to be able to decide those things, you know, because I'm not from there. So if anyone is like an intersection of having read this and also from Northern Ireland, or really knows a lot about Northern Ireland and like the IRA in the 1970s, so please let me know. But I heard this was another good one by him, and I'm basically just going to read anything he publishes because Empire of Pain was amazing. But whew, those were all of my books. Are there more on the way? Maybe. I have no shame. Books to me are art. I don't have like a lot of art on my walls. I'm not into purses or like heels or expensive. Like, I think people who have their thing, they have their thing. My husband loves shoes. He loves shoes and like hats, and like some people like jewelry. Some people love a lot of perfumes. I love books. I can read them. I can look at them. I love beautiful books. They are decor. They make me feel good. So like, I don't have any issue. You know, how many of these are unread? I don't know. I don't care. I don't. So like I said before though, this year I'm trying to be more cautious of what I spend for fiction books. Like trying to borrow more from the library again and only purchasing the ones I really love. And then of course, special editions of my favorites, and purchase more nonfiction because I really love to have physical copies of those so I can like annotate and stuff and reference back. So that was my book haul. I won't have one for a while because yeah, I just won't have one for a while. Thank you to Likewise for sponsoring this video. Again, check out the link in the description to use the app. And let me know if you bought any books recently, or if you got any amazing books for Christmas. Thank you all so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. And stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.